Jinger Duggar promises she and Kelce didn't plan to both name new babies Finn. Out of all the Duggar news siblings, some have not. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For Duggar family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Jinger Duggar gave birth to son Finnegan on Saturday, March 29, one day before Kelce had her daughter, Finley. Duggar, 31, promises the shared name is just a coincidence. The Counting on alum shared a reel from Kelce's Not Gonna Lie podcast's Instagram channel in which Kelce explained how she settled on the name Finley, or Finn for short. I promise Kyle and I didn't plan this, wrote Duggar, who is also shortening Finnegan's name to Finn. Duggar and husband Jeremy Vuolo tied the knot in 2016 and also share daughters Felicity, 6, and Evangeline, 4. He's here. Duggar and Vuolo captioned a Sunday, March 30 YouTube video. Finally, our baby boy has arrived. In today's vlog, we share the beautiful moment our girls and family met him for the first time. We're overwhelmed with joy and can't wait to introduce him to all of you. Plus, we finally reveal his name. After revealing the name Finnegan Charles, Duggar explained how they settled on the moniker. "We both just loved that name," she said. "I think the name Finnegan was one that Jeremy came up with, and once he mentioned it, I was like, oh, I love that name. It's so strong." Pregnant Kelce jokes she wanted baby No. 4 because I really like even numbers. The process wasn't as simple for Kylie, 33, and her husband, former Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelce. "It was a journey," she said on her podcast. For the first 24 hours of her life, she did not have a name. "We had discussed names with anyone that we could trust to not share names." Ultimately, the couple went with a name they had considered in the past. Kylie and Jason are also parents to daughters Wyatt, 5, Elliot, 3, and Bennett, 2. The name Finn was not one of the names that we were discussing with other people, but came back around because it was a serious contender for Elliot's name, she continued. "Considering we had to name 4 children with the same gender, we had to run it back to the archives, borrow one from a different child." Jinger Duggar says her daughters forget half the names of their cousins. There's just so many. Kylie chronicled the naming process throughout her pregnancy, even taking suggestions from fans. Many suggestions were names with 2 T's to fit the pattern established with their first 3 kids, though Kylie made it clear that was not a requirement. "I totally respect your opinion on the names of our children," Kylie added. "You're allowed to have your own opinion, but I actually don't care what it is. And I mean that in the most loving and respectful way. We named them, and it's official." Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Vuolo welcome baby No. 3. See the first video and learn his name. Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Vuolo are officially parents of 3. The former Counting On star welcomed the newest addition to their family on March 29, marking the arrival of their brand new baby boy, Finnegan Charles Vuolo. Jinger, 31, announced the joyful news via her YouTube channel, while giving her followers the first glimpse at her precious son. "I'm feeling exhausted, but otherwise it was a fairly great delivery," Jinger said. "I'm just so thankful to God that we have this healthy baby boy here with us." Their son was born at 5:37 a.m. on Saturday. He weighed in at 8 pounds, 1 ounce, and was 21 inches long. Baby Finnegan, Finn for short, joins the family as a younger brother to the couple's 2 daughters, Felicity, 6, and Evangeline, 4. Jinger and Jeremy, who have been married since 2016, announced the pregnancy in October 2024, sharing a series of Instagram photos posing with the sonogram photos, while Felicity and Evangeline were dressed in denim jackets with Big Sister stamped on the back. "Grateful for the life of our little baby Felicity, and Evie Joe could not be more excited," the 19 kids and counting alum wrote at the time. Jinger later shared footage of her gender reveal on her YouTube channel, documenting the moment that she and her husband found out together that they were going to have a son. "You got a boy," Jinger said to her husband in the wholesome clip before asking, "Are you excited?" "I'm speechless," Jeremy replied at the time. "I've been speechless this whole time. It's just setting in. It's just hitting me," he added. Congratulations to the new family of 5. Why Jinger Duggar says filming the reality show now would be drastically different. Jinger Duggar spent more than a decade in front of the reality TV cameras, and now, 5 years after Counting On ended, she doesn't seem eager to go back. Duggar, 31, and her husband Jeremy Vuolo talked about the possibility of a reality return on the January 22 episode of the Jinger and Jeremy podcast. The 19 Kids and Counting alum thought about it, but admitted she wouldn't be able to recapture the nostalgia of the past. "I don't know. I don't think so," she said. "Not right now. Not in this season of life." She qualified that by saying that if she were to do another reality show, it wouldn't be following every aspect of life, as Vuolo, 37, put it. Duggar added, however, that she does miss some aspects of reality TV Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Vuolo's relationship timeline, from courtship to married with children. "For all those years, you have the sweet memories of traveling and stuff, but it's not all the same," she said. "Because you wouldn't have your same film crew, you wouldn't have your same people you're working with. And you're not filming as a larger family unit, so there's lots of things that would feel so drastically different if you did a show again." The 6th of 19 Duggar kids in the TLC reality franchise. Jinger first rose to fame in 2008 when the show, then called 17 Kids and Counting, premiered. She later appeared in the spin-off series, Counting On, which ran from 2015 to 2020. Now, she and Vuolo shared 2 kids with a third due in March. Vuolo, a former professional soccer player, is now a minister. The couple co-wrote a memoir titled, The Hope We Hold, Finding Peace in the Promises of God, in 2021, and appear content in having closed the reality TV chapter of their lives. Jinger Duggar claims 19 Kids and Counting was sometimes cut in a way her family didn't like. Vuolo compared it to the end of his soccer career. Though he competed in MLS for the New York Red Bulls and then in the now-defunct NASL, he stepped away in 2014 to focus on ministry. "It was a chapter," he said. "It closed and I went, yeah, that's done. The Lord's led me in a different direction." He empathized with Duggar's sentiment about it not being the same, adding that it's good to have a healthy break from one chapter to the next. "Otherwise, you're constantly living in the past," he said. "And if there's too much nostalgia, it can lead to this depression because you're thinking, man, I'll never get that back, or I'll never have this opportunity again." Jinger Duggar Vuolo admits she can't remember all the names of her siblings' kids. "And it's one side effect of growing up in a giant family I hadn't considered." Even before 19 Kids and Counting was canceled by TLC, it was difficult as a fan to keep tabs on all of the kids matriarch Michelle and Jim Bob had produced over the years. Some names like Jill, Jessa, Jinger, the now incarcerated Josh, and Jana always stood above the fray, but it was hard enough to keep tabs on then littles like Josie and Jordan. Now, however, grandchildren have started entering the picture, and middle sister Jinger Duggar Vuolo is the one having a really hard time with it. The two spoke about how it's hard to really find time to connect when you have so many siblings, many of whom also are already partnered up and have kids. When Joyanna mentioned 39 grandkids running around these days, Jinger admitted remembering everyone's name, much less little details, can be hard. Both Joyanna and Jinger are away from their family home base right now and are currently living in California. Joyanna and her husband are reportedly away for work. For her part, Jinger and her partner Jeremy have lived in California since 2019. So the two sisters are currently a little closer in location than they normally might be, which is likely how this interview came about in the first place. Why Jinger feels so much pressure. With the big Duggar family, it's clear the two siblings are making an effort to spend a bit more time together and reflect on their family dynamics. But Jinger also said during their Q&A that family time is precious. She also admitted to Joy-Anna that when she, her husband, and the kids do get back to Arkansas, it's incredibly hectic, and she feels like she is constantly dropping balls. Part of this has to do with the fact her parents are still in Arkansas and a slew of her siblings are still in that state. Plus, many of them have families of their own now. There's a lot to see and do. She'll hop from brunch with one family to an afternoon meetup, then to another activity and to dinner. In short, she ends up exhausted, whether she goes home for 3 days or a full week. Full family reunions are rare, so there are a lot of micro interactions she ends up having to set up.